YouTube, Twitter cam, so it's good to be here. Thanks for joining us. And, the media cannot even ignore at this particular point in time how terrible what is happening in Afghanistan is. I mean, they've tried. We've seen George Stephanopoulos ask Biden some questions that need to be answered, but they didn't, or he didn't. He didn't press him real hard. And Biden did, his little routine, his little gig where he tries to do what they're trained to do. Sound strong, overly simplify it. We didn't know this was going to happen until it happened, kind of talk. Now we're finding out all sorts of stuff. Internal State Department cable warned Blinken of pending Afghanistan collapse. Anthony Blinken is the Secretary of State. Headline in Fox News from yesterday says this: officials at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul sent the memo through the department's confidential dissent channel. Confidential internal State Department cable was sent to Secretary of State Anthony Blinken last month, warning about the potential collapse of Afghanistan following the full withdrawal of U.S. forces on August 31st, Fox News confirmed on Thursday. That would have been yesterday. Roughly 24 officials stationed at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul sent a memo through the department's confidential dissent channel to alert Blinken, along with another top State Department official, that the Taliban was well positioned to take over the nation, the Wall Street Journal first reported. I'm gonna bring something up here that's gonna send the radical left into a tailspin, but it's obvious there are similarities at this particular point in time to, and I'm not saying this is precisely what happened, but this is reminiscent of Benghazi. This is reminiscent of Benghazi. And I'll tell you the things that are similar. Again, I'm not saying it's the same scenario, but I'm saying there are things in general with the way that we have this crisis that was created by or caused by political pressures in a nation, in a volatile nation, and these pressures were created by just the political landscape, namely that people did not want to be held accountable they wanted to pretend, I guess I should say, that things were going well, that things were running smoothly. They did not want any political consequence domestically, right? Because with Benghazi, that was in 2012. That was just a few weeks before the election. Obama's second term when he was running against Mitt Romney. That was a few weeks before, most Americans cast their ballot. And the narrative back then was, as you well know, that GM is alive and Osama bin Laden is dead. That's what they were saying. Even Obama would say this. I think Biden said it even during the vice presidential debate against, I'm drawing a blank on the vice presidential, Paul Ryan. So that was the narrative back then, right? GM is alive. We saved GM in 2008 because the government came in and threw money at this problem and we avoided an economic depression. That was the narrative back then. And then, not only that, Biden and Obama got into the White House. Obama suited up with SEAL Team 6 right after he helped save Captain Phillips from the Somali pirates. And he said, let's go get Osama bin Laden. And the way Obama talked in the Rose Garden or wherever he was when he announced the death of Osama bin Laden, it was as though he personally went out and took care of business himself. I've delegated this responsibility long enough to the SEAL teams. I need to go out there and take care of matters myself. I take out Osama bin Laden, and here we are, right? Here we are now. Everything's fine. And that was the campaign. That was the narrative in 2012. Because there was an election. And because, again, everything is for political consumption, and it's why I call them the Democrat Party leaders, the dramacrats, because this is what they engage in. It's political drama. It's extreme political drama. As we played yesterday, Nancy Pelosi acted as though, yeah, of course they took our equipment. That's what happens when you leave a war. And sometimes, the other side just gets your equipment. Now, I just saw this morning, the Taliban now has our some Black Hawk helicopters. That's fantastic. Can't wait to find out what we let them have, tomorrow or by Monday. My goodness, they might have access to Biden's nuclear codes for all we know. I'm kidding, but I mean, in a sense, I'm not, right? This is a dumpster fire. That's what this is. This is a complete, out of control dumpster fire, and it is similar to the way that they are trying to protect themselves from political fallout. This is similar to Benghazi. Now, one of the differences is Susan Rice. Obama was. That administration was, of course, terribly run as well. But Obama was very politically savvy. He didn't go out there and he didn't play the point man on Benghazi. That was delegated to Susan Rice. Remember this? Susan Rice was supposed to carry this ridiculous, stupid narrative. Susan Rice, who is almost certainly on Biden's short list for Supreme Court justice or, a part in his administration, attorney general, what have you, in the future as things change. Hopefully we don't get to the point where he has a second term and, is maybe, I guess, naming more people, but she's on those lists, right? She is. She was the one back in 2012 who was supposed to go out and sell this stupid narrative that said, related to Benghazi, that, this was just peace. These were just protesters, spontaneous protesters. They were protesting. They saw some video on YouTube, some random dude with, at the time there were like maybe 17 views of his video, and apparently it was enough it went trending, I guess, in Afghanistan. This is what we were supposed to believe. And they were offended by the video, and so they grabbed the nearest RPG and they just went ballistic on the U.S. consulate there in Benghazi. But the truth was, and we know this, and no one's been held accountable. We knew, and this I think is the point and how it's one of the ways it's connected here. Just as the State Department was warning the Secretary of State Blinken that, hey, when we pull out of here, the Taliban is going to be, this is not good, right? So in that sense, remember Biden yesterday, I played that soundbite from ABC News when he's talking with George Stephanopoulos. And he's like, we knew this was going to happen. We knew, this was always going to happen. In a sense, I said in the one sense, he did not know because they wouldn't have done it this way unless they really are that inept. And I said, if that's the case, then this is even worse than he's trying to pretend that it is. But they did know. I mean, that's what these cables are saying, that they knew that this was going to happen. And so we moved forward anyway. Didn't take any precautions. What precautions did we take? Did not care. And there is incredible consequences to pay. As I mentioned, they have our Black Hawk helicopters. And what the heck, man? Here's the headline of that. This is in, what is this? This is Epic Times. Yeah, the Epic Times. It says this. U.S. Black Hawk helicopters captured by Taliban as horrified senators demand DOD, Department of Defense, audit. So we've seen the pictures you've seen, or you've heard the stories of women. Of course, it's terrible for women in Afghanistan whenever the Taliban is in charge. One woman reportedly has already been executed for not wearing a burqa. Women were taking their babies and throwing them over fences that had razor wire at the top of them just to get their children out of the hellhole that would be in Afghanistan run by the Taliban. That is how this is what happens when I said this. We've talked about this. You know this. Whenever faced with extreme tyranny and an evil type of government, an evil group of people that are ruling you, like the Taliban, like the communists, like the fascists, you try to get the heck out of there. You try to get the heck out of there. You try to flee. If you can't flee, you try to fight it, or you have to come to realities that in order to survive, people are different. Some people say, I'm just going to forsake any hope that I have just to survive. That's the choice left to the Afghan people. Fight, flee, or forsake their freedom. That is it. And that is the choice. Throwing babies over razor wire to escape that. It's atrocious. Even the media can't ignore this. But again, one of the important points here is the State Department had sent cables, protected, encrypted messages, right? They sent those in to the State Department. The State Department sent them to Secretary of State Blinken and said, hey, we got a big problem here. This is going to be taken over by the Taliban in a matter of, I don't know if it said how quickly, but it's been effectively days. I don't even know. It was hours. I mean, the Taliban took over more quickly than the people who ran the nation of Chaz actually stayed in the streets before they had to go home to mommy in the basement and have her wash their give them some clean underwear and something to fill their tum-tums. So the Taliban took over quicker than those folks, capitulated and said, hey, this running a nation thing is just a lot of work. I've got to keep my own clean underwear. I got to provide my own food. Remember, they had the sign out there in the streets, the poster board, this is what we need, get us some Jell-O pudding pops or whatever it was on the sign. Kind of like the Democrat senators who fled the state of Texas as fugitives to the nation's capital. People were putting together care packages for these jokers and dramacrats and clowns, and just to help meet their basic needs as they took a private jet to D.C. to avoid their own role, their own responsibilities of being legislators in the state of Texas. Dramacrats is what we're dealing with. And in the case of Afghanistan, and this is what's tragic, is that it's not just political theater with no consequence. This affects real lives. This affects national security in the region, in a volatile region that we have many interests in. This may open the door for more terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, or maybe Al-Qaeda, maybe ISIS, maybe who knows, to operate freely in that region, once again creating a less safe world. Again, we're 7 months into this dumpster fire. And today, happy anniversary, Biden, 7-month anniversary. I guess we're celebrating not with candles burning on top of a cake, but a nation burning before our very eyes. Quick timeout. Listening to Conservative Not Better Talk. I'm going to get some warm fluids into my throat here as I'm struggling still with my voice and I might feel fine. It's just the voice gets sometimes attacked here with an issue, but we'll try to remedy that during the break, and we'll get back here in a minute. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, Care to Change, and Interior Construction Services by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Weddings, reunions, business, church, or family retreats, Indiana Paradise Retreat is a hidden gem located right here in central Indiana. With over 11,000 square feet, a theater, gym, sauna, hot tub, pool, stocked lakes, and even an on-site event hangar, we have just the place for your next event. Find us on Airbnb, VRBO, or just search for Indiana Paradise Retreat. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Quality glass windows and doors add value to your home or commercial space. At White's Innovative Glass, our family-owned and operated company will work with you to ensure we understand your vision before we begin. And if you don't have a vision, we can help with that too. We proudly stand behind our work and look forward to your call. Right now, we're offering 15% off your next project. Visit our website at whitesinnovativeglass.com/Todd.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Are you looking for reliable advice on real estate investing? Then you should start listening to the Homeboys. Clint and Scott have over 40 years of real estate investing experience that they use to educate and guide their listeners. Listen and learn from their experiences to maximize your real estate investment strategy. You can find the Homeboys podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or watch them on YouTube. That's the Homeboys podcast. They can show you how to get started and reach your real estate investment goals. I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
Welcome back, my friends. Down some hot beverages during the break. Special thanks to Oz for taking care of that because it does help loosen up the vocals here this morning. So things are, again, bad enough now to where the media cannot even ignore what's going on in Afghanistan. They can't. In fact, CNN yesterday, I think this was yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday. CNN is actually one of their journalists. Well, I don't want to say. She had a moment of actually being a journalist. Her name's Clarissa Ward. She's on the ground in Afghanistan. I believe this is the woman who, we haven't played the soundbite, but you've probably seen it, where she said the Taliban is chanting death to America, but it's still very peaceful. She, I don't know, doesn't see the violence baked into the words death to America. I don't know. But anyway, that's its own thing altogether. But now things are even bad enough to where she's asking the administration, if this isn't failure, what does failure look like? Because being on the ground here in Afghanistan, and I'm paraphrasing what she's saying, but I think that this is a true depiction of what she says. Being on the ground of Afghanistan and looking at the chaos at the airport and looking at the fear, the uncertainty, the terror in the eyes of people as they're trying to figure out how to navigate this dumpster fire, my words, not hers, created here by the Biden administration. If that's not failure, what's happening, the people here would like to know what that looks like because, candidly, we don't want to get anywhere near it because this seems like an unmitigated disaster. So I want to play this soundbite for you. This is Clarissa Todd talking back with the studio. There's some back and forth here about what's going on in Afghanistan and why she concludes this little clip here with basically saying, if this isn't failure, what is failure? Because this is just disastrous. So here's this exchange.
It's actually mostly men that we are seeing who are evacuating. It makes sense because it's men who are the translators and the cultural advisors, but their families too should be eligible. Where are the women who are eligible perhaps to evacuate?
I mean, you have to ask yourself, what kind of a man or what kind of a woman, what kind of a man is going to bring his wife and children into that tornado of insanity outside the airport? I mean, it takes a lot of guts, and there's such a lack of certainty that you're even able to get in. We have seen and heard these reports, and our British colleagues who are staying in the area where the British paratroopers are have heard and spoken directly to British soldiers who say that they have seen people so desperate that they are passing and throwing their babies over the razor wire to try to get them into safety. I mean, I can't even fathom what level of desperation an individual needs to be at where they are literally throwing their baby over razor wire to try to get them to safety. But I think what that very clearly speaks to is the panic, the lack of clear information. The rumor mill is in overdrive. There's hysteria. You have Taliban fighters with whips, with guns. You have U.S. and U.K. soldiers who are not allowing people in. You have mixed messaging coming through about what kind of paperwork you need and how you can get on a flight and where you can go. I mean, it is just an absolute mess. And we heard President Biden say yesterday in his comments to ABC News that this is not a failure. And I think a lot of people outside that airport, particularly those taking the kinds of extreme actions we're just talking about, would like to know, if this isn't failure, what does failure look like exactly?
If this isn't failure, what does failure look like exactly? We have women throwing babies over razor wire. We have, pandemonium and chaos, mixed messaging. We have different requirements being told to the people as to what they need to do. We have reports of the Taliban now in control of Black Hawk helicopters, right? I mean, we have, there's other reports here where the Taliban is going door to door. Here it is, the Daily Wire. Taliban going door to door seeking Christians, searching through phones for Bible apps. I mean, folks, this is a week. I mean, we're a week into this, basically, days into this. And they're already looking for the people, whether they be Christians, whether they be people that had helped the Americans, these translators, folks that helped in some capacity cooperate with the U.S. forces. They're going around looking for them and looking for women who don't have burqas, letting people know that they're back in charge and that they will make a point out of your disobedience if you don't comply. Folks, she acts confused here, and she's asking good questions. I don't want to be too hard on her, because I'm sure Clarissa Ward, first of all, she's employed by CNN, who has no interest in truth. Second of all, I have no idea where she went to school, but I'm pretty sure it's a place that has a hatred for the United States that probably taught her that the real problem in the world isn't what's happening in these other nations. It's what's happened in the United States of America. This is what our younger people are being taught lots of places today, but it's what anyone who went to certain schools was taught 20, 30 years ago. Now it's becoming more, I guess, popular to teach some of this nonsense. But she is asking the right questions here. Namely, if this isn't failure, then help us understand what failure would look like, because this seems pretty bad. Women throwing their babies over razor wire. You know how hopeless they feel? I mean, it's as though they're saying, I love this child. And as a parent, I mean, this really, as a human, this tugs at your heartstrings. As a parent, it even does, at least I think in my mind, more, because I can relate to it even differently than not having kids. But we all get this theory that says, I'd do anything for my kid, right? I would, especially when you look up and you say the Americans are gone, and you look at who's in the White House and you think, just like the folks coming to the southern border, they come down there and they are literally on record saying, we're here because Biden's in office, and basically he's just letting us in for free. No real questions asked. That's why we're here. I mean, you can hear him say this. I'm paraphrasing again, but that's the general message. Biden's in charge, so we thought we'd come. Trump was talking about walls and, sending people back to Mexico and just all, making sure that we couldn't cross legally, that there'd be consequences. And got a new guy in town who acts as though border security is priority number 26,000 on his list. But likewise, you have people that realize that there's a change in the administration, that you don't have an American first president who, by the way, Trump said we're pulling out of Afghanistan anyway. He's on record as saying it's not wrong that Biden pulled us out. What's wrong is how we did it. And so these poor people there, they know this. They know that that a U.S. presence that's going to actually protect them from the Taliban is not there anymore. And I'm not, you can ask these questions without saying that we should be involved in, building nations and, trying to get people to embrace, to the degree we were there to try to promote, really push democracy or, constitutional government or what have you, that wasn't rooted in, any religion, but in this case, Islam, let people be free sort of thing. But I'm not arguing for that. I'm simply saying that there are consequences for what we've done and how we've done it. And this is them. And now these parents, these mothers and fathers realize it's better for this child to not be here. I may never see him or her again. I'm going to toss him or her over this, in the air, over razor wire. All sorts of bad things could happen in that scenario, but it's in their mind, it is worth the risk because of what they would face in the Taliban, in Afghanistan, under the leadership of these maniacal, evil people. Folks, this is today's modern version of totalitarianism, Sharia law, how the Taliban rule. This is the same thing as communism in many ways. This is the same thing as fascism in many ways. And this is just, it violates everything in human nature to live the way that these poor people are now being forced to live. And I'm long in this segment. I think the voice is better, but we'll see. Quick time out. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Enrollment in Todd's Conservative Not Bitter University is now open. For a limited time, save $10 on Todd's first course, A Christian's Guide to Being a Patriot. For more information or to enroll, visit conservativenotbitter.com. Sponsored in part by Workforce Chaplains. Could your business or organization benefit from the services of a professional team of chaplains? Meet the needs of your employees and foster an excellent work environment with Workforce Chaplains. For more information, visit workforcechaplains.com today.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Were you surprised by your tax return last year? Did you get a large refund? Or worse, did you have to pay more than you thought to the IRS? Or maybe you just got a new job, had a baby, or are going into retirement. Why wait for another tax surprise this year? Let Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group help you project your taxes for the year to save you the stress come tax time. 317-288-5260. Jody and his team will analyze your paychecks to see if you're withholding too much or too little and help make corrections to any W-4s. If you're the sole proprietor of a business, this is a great idea for you to prepare for your tax filing. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and their new location in Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. And don't wait. The sooner you act, the more prepared you can be for any hidden tax surprises. That's 317-288-5260 or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 down, $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Welcome back, my friends. I mean, this again. It's a Friday. I don't want to drop this too heavy, but this is just awful. What we're witnessing here. I don't know what else to say about this. And CNN and the media can't hide this from this reality any longer. They have to ask the questions. But going back to what she said, the very end of her comment, or I guess it was a couple times within her remarks back to the studio there at CNN. Again, this reporter Clarissa Ward in Afghanistan. I think what is a little. It's totally predictable, but it is dumbfounding to watch her just not have any sort of idea that I guess the Taliban are run by totalitarians, that people, when faced with totalitarian governments, again, they either fight, flee, or forsake their freedoms and just give in to be a part of the system, but it's never willingly. The only people that want to do it willingly are the people who are put in positions of power where they can lord it over everyone else, where they can be the one calling the shot. Those are the people who are the only ones that enjoy communism or these totalitarian type regimes. The people who are forced to live under them don't want anything to do with it. And what's remarkable to me is that certainly, I mean, today's radical left is not like just arguing for a lifestyle. Well, there are some that are Marxists, and the Taliban and Marxism is ruling by Islamofascism and ruling by communism or fascism itself. Those things are very similar. They're very similar structurally to one another. They basically say, we're the boss, you're the servant, you're the subservient. You do what we tell you to do, or there will be hell to pay. You'll pay dramatically. We will make examples out of you. There will be no tolerance. You will have no freedom and liberty. You will believe what we tell you to believe. You will do what we tell you to do. And as long as you do that, there may not be any problems. There may still be problems because anytime a government's run by people like that, with power like that, there are no rules ultimately. The rules are what they make them to be. And if they want what you have, if they want, if they see a woman walking by and they want her, they will, they'll take her. They believe that they have the right to do whatever that they want. If you say things against them and their authority and you challenge them, you mock them, you talk about Christianity or freedom, talk about the West, if you don't start every sentence with death to America, I mean, you will become their enemy, and they will make you pay. This is so predictable. This is so predictable when you look at how totalitarians rule. I mean, this is the formula. This is the formula. It happens in more places than I care to admit. It's affected more lives on this planet than free market capitalism over the course of history has had the ability to influence, these totalitarian regimes. And that's why I love America so much, because when you have a full understanding of what life has been like on planet Earth under governments throughout history compared to what we have today, I mean, this is again, there's certainly problems with the United States of America. We're not perfect. It's darn good. It's the best country on planet Earth. And people act like it's not, but we are better off than the vast, 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 vast majority of people who have ever walked this planet. And case in point, look at what's happening in Afghanistan today. And this journalist, this Clarissa Ward, she's just dumbfounded. It's like where were you during the Cold War? Where were you during the Taliban's reign earlier, 20 years ago? It's almost as though she deliberately put her head in the sand not to see how these groups of people govern. And we have leftists here that literally want to push us more towards, I'm not saying to Islamofascism, I'm saying to the same type of mentality, which says there is a ruling class of people that can tell you how to live your life. They're in charge. The rest of you rubes, you hayseed hicks, you people in flyover country need to sit down and shut up while the liberals among us make the decisions, the smart people, the technocrats, to solve all of our problems and issues. And they believe we would have utopia and peace on earth if only us rubes and hayseed hicks would comply with their ruling, with their dictates, with their edicts. Of course, what happens when people are forced to comply with those things is what we see happening in Afghanistan. People flee from it, they fight it, or they just give up and forsake their freedoms. It's a sad, sad state of affairs. It was completely avoidable, and it falls squarely, 100% squarely, on the Biden administration. Gotta take a break. Back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Ward's Apparel, Edwards Equipment, and Indiana Wooded Paradise Retreat by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing, and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick.
Dial the number, spell the words.
For on time.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244 888-885-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Welcome back, my friends. I thought I should maybe wrap up today by just giving you an update on some things happening here. As you know, we are beginning the Truth Tour, what we're calling the Truth Tour, here in the not too distant future. We have sold our house. We're still here. We can be, per the final agreement with the buyer, we can be here for about another few weeks. But we've just yesterday, with the help of one of our advertising partners, Greg Hubler Ford in Muncie. And I want to say thanks to Chet for taking care of us up there. Took really good care of us, got a really good vehicle at a really fair price. And so now the next thing is we're actually doing, folks, this truck I'm driving, I never imagined I would drive something this big, but we're pulling a fifth wheel. We've kind of shifted gears here from a Class A motorhome, which is really what we were looking at first. And there's definitely advantages, but there's also advantages to the fifth wheel and to the Ford F-350 that we have. And anyhow, so I just wanted to tell you that there's some progress on that front. And things are, I guess, coming together. And so the Truth Tour, for those of you who may have forgotten or were not here when I told you, basically, when we started this program back in 2000, actually, we just passed, I got to get better at recognizing anniversaries here, but we just passed our 6-year anniversary on August. 10 days ago was our 6th anniversary for launching this program. August 10th of 2015 is when I started podcasting 2 floors above my head in my wife's closet in the bedroom. And now, of course, we're on the radio and expanded, and we're trying to expand more. And so we're going to take that message. We're going to go and speak at places around the country. If you'd like us to speak where you are, anywhere in the country, I want to hear from you. You can email me, todd@toddhupshow.com, and we'll see if there's a way that we can speak at your church or event or what have you. But that's what we're doing. Going to take the show to other radio stations and television. We have the TV show now, 2 TV stations as well. And I just wanted to give you an update. Those things are coming together, and praise be to God. And it's been a heck of a journey. So we'll keep you posted. Better timeout's necessary. Sit tight. Back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Gray Brothers Cafeteria, R&R Products, and Reformation by supporting supportouradvertisers.com today.
How would you like to get a $1,000 bonus after just 3 months on the job? Sound good? If so, Wallace Construction is ready to hire you today. They're a family-owned business with 45 years experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. Call 317-422-5356 to find out more about this $1,000 bonus opportunity. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356. Be sure to tell them Todd sent you.
Are you looking to purchase waterproof flooring for your home? Did you know it's as easy as typing rnrproducts.com/Todd in your search engine for a great deal on our core tech line? Since 1971, R&R Products has provided brand name products at an affordable price to the listening area. Call 317-745-5794 or go online to rnrproducts.com/Todd. R&R Products. We make your flooring experience easy and affordable.
Has it been a while since your last eye checkup? Has your eyesight changed? At Best Insight Eye Care, they keep an eye on your vision. Their doctors use the most advanced technology and eye care products available. At Best Insight, you will find professionals who genuinely care about you and are dedicated to providing exceptional service. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase. Schedule your appointment at the Southeast Side, Indianapolis, or New Palestine locations by visiting bestinsighteyecare.com or calling 317-782-4000 to get the best insight.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Remember how hot it was last summer? I was sweating our AC bills, so we replaced our system. We took advantage of Commercial Services' 72-month special financing. We have no interest after we pay in full within 72 months. No more embarrassing sweaty t-shirts. So if you want commercial-grade service for your home, give Commercial Service a call today.
Subject to credit approval. Call Commercial Service for details at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com.
Unhappy with your CPAP machine? Now you have an alternative. The docs at Indy Dental Sleep have an oral appliance that treats snoring and sleep apnea. They begin with an in-home sleep test that is diagnosed by a sleep physician before prescribing your appliance. And it's covered by most medical insurance plans. It's preferred 20-1 versus CPAP. Call 317-888-4036 and start getting the sleep you need. Or visit indydentalsleep.com. Flooded basement, failed sump pump. Water damage happens fast this time of year. For 38 years now, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit hayesandSons.com/Todd for more information. All right, my friends, that's all the time that we have for this week. I know that, look, I don't like talking about these heavy things all day, every day, but I mean, the realities are these are important. This is unavoidable. The mess here, the trapped Americans, the Afghans who are, throwing babies over fences, who are trying to escape extreme tyranny, all this stuff. I mean, there's so many lessons here, and there's so many sad stories and just things we have to be aware of and fight vigilantly against. But I've got to go. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. SDG. Take care.
Let's face it, moving is stressful. That's why Jones Movers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, is here to help. Our team is ready to help and respond quickly to your questions. We can handle local and out-of-state moves, which means we can move your items to wherever your pin drops on the map. We also offer self-storage units for furniture and items you need a place for. Go to jonesmovers.com to get things moving today, or visit our Facebook page, Jones Movers.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? There is a cure. With the Pro-Life Health Plan, your savings could be as much as 60%. The Pro-Life Health Plan allows you to enjoy the freedom of choosing any doctor, any hospital, anywhere. And their enrollment is open year-round. Just give Eric a call at 888-448-5370 or visit them online at isellhealth.com. Better coverage at a better cost.